Okay, hello. Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name remains Chibu Simba. I'm a lead director of Seed Foundation and also uh, and a broadcaster with Sun City Africa. Today, like you know, we are continuing our program on the countdown to Africa Leadership and Philanthropy Award interviews. And we have one of our nominees today, all the way from, okay, she's in Abuja here. So, okay, let's welcome, Madam, please, can you kindly tell us your name, a bit about your educational background and your professional background?
Okay, thank you for having me. My name is Oluwatoyin Olori, and I'm the principal partner of Toyin Olori Consulting, a real estate consultancy firm here in Abuja, and we have branches spread across other locations in Nigeria. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer by profession, and I belong to a professional body of estate surveyors and valuers, regulatory body of Nigeria and Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. I studied estate management, and I have other advanced qualification like masters and other short courses abroad. Presently, I'm the fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyor and Valuer, a fellow of the Institute of Brand Management of Nigeria, member of AFRES, Real Estate Society of African Real Estate Society, and fellow of other professional bodies. Thank you.
Wonderful. Madam, honestly, you have a very intimidating background, I must say.
Thank you.
Okay, so your organization is a renowned real estate firm, like you said, in Nigeria. Please tell us about your aspirations and then what you do basically.
Okay, like I said earlier, Toyin Olori Consulting is an indigenous firm of estate surveying and valuation. Basically, I have strong leadership skill and communication skill that I would like to continue to develop. Our mission is to inspire positive, lasting impacts on our clients and to be the only true real estate franchise that provide an excellent and consistent customer experience that is 100% of at all time. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So as an active player in the housing subsector and a humanitarian also, and with the insight you have about the plight of the less privileged in the society, what do you think is the best approach towards creating a sustainable future for the less privileged in the area of housing?
Thank you. When you say the less privileged, to me, I see the less privileged as the poor, the beggar, the pauper, the needy. I don't want to limit the less privileged to those without legs, eyes, arms, and so on. To me, less privilege is not limited to body disability alone. I can refer to the less privileged as those for instance, a tenant of many years, I see him as less privileged that cannot pay his rent. In the same vein, a man driving a Mercedes Benz, to me, is considered a less privileged to a man cruising a Mercedes Benz. A person who does not have a collateral to obtain a loan to start a business can be described to me as a less privileged. A parent who cannot finance the education of his children, to me, is a less privileged. A graduate who cannot secure a gainful employment, to me, is a less privileged, and so on.
Very true.
What's the other part of the question?
Okay, so what do you think what do you think is the best approach towards creating a sustainable future for them?
Yes. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we have so many people that can be classified under this group because we have so many poor citizens under this group. So, as an individual, I have role to play, and that's an individual in the housing sector. And as an employer of labor, I should not discriminate. When a less privileged come to me for employment, as long as is qualified, I should not see him or her as a poor person. I should be able to create an avenue or give that person a chance to be employed. And then, as a professional in the housing sector, I should be able to advise the landlords or the property owners rights on the right to rent. Unfortunately, most property owners' expectations are so high, so I should be able to advise them to 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 base the rent on what is probably obtainable in the market, and then I should not discriminate, like I said earlier, between the poor and the rich. And then we in the real estate profession should be able to advise the government rights in terms of accessibility to land for building. And then it's true that the government is making efforts in providing housing for the low income. But the question is this houses going to the right or the targeted population? Because along the way, before you know what is happening, it goes back to the rich and the poor are made to suffer. So we should be able to advise the government accordingly to be able to, to be able to achieve the proposed plan to get to the right set of people.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you. That's a very good one, man. Very good one. Very inspiring too. Okay, over time, we have come to realize that the issue of fund is the greatest challenge facing government because every day government complain about no money. The economy is bad. Humanitarian organizations, caregivers, and like we said, the less privileged in society in tackling the perennial problem of housing deficit in Nigeria. Okay, how have you been able to raise money to do the amazing work that your organization is doing? And what's your advice to other stakeholders in the industry?
Actually, thank you. Actually, this is a big challenge. And it's more challenging in the private sector. Basically and personally, I want to let you know that funding is what we have at the moment is self-funding because we don't have access to government grants, and talking about the bank loans, the conditions are stringent and it's not being made available to the common man. So when you are principled with the self-fund you have and you're able to plan well, I think you will get there gradually though. So I want to appeal to the government to really support the private sector in terms of public-private, partnership. Government should make loan accessible to the entrepreneurs because indirectly we're also helping and boosting the economy and the housing sector. So basically it's a challenge and we need more support from the government, and we as individuals and private owners too have a lot to do in terms of fund management. Thank you.
Well, it's a challenge, like you said, a big challenge, like you said, but we're also not sure that it's insurmountable.
Hello, are you there?
Okay, I said it's a big challenge, but it's not insurmountable.
Yes, I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Okay, so bearing in mind also that you have traveled to other part of the world, like you said during your introduction, and you see how government go about catering for the less privileged. What would be your advice to the Nigerian government and individuals as regards the plight of the vulnerable in the society?
Thank you so much. One of the major challenge we have is the issue of statistics. And then in advanced country, I'm fully aware that although governments have made efforts in that aspect, that each citizen has a unique ID identification that which will reveal your status and the income you earn and other logistics and statistics. But it's unfortunate we don't have that in Nigeria. So that will not be able to tell or track some information about citizens of the nation. So even if government is trying to make plans on giving grants to the less privileged, I still repeat that it might not get to the right or to the targeted citizen, in the sense that when you don't have the statistics of your citizen, it will be difficult to get across to them so that they benefit from whatever plan you have for them. So I want to suggest that we should work more. The government should work more on getting more information on each citizen, and that will be easier by making a unique ID for each individual citizen. Then I also want to appeal to the government to not to improve on government grants. It's very important. We have people that genuinely need this fund, but it's unfortunate it's not getting to them. Rather, it's getting the rich are getting richer. And then still on the
Sorry.
housing, thank you. Still on the housing stock, the low income housing the government is making available should get. There should be how do I put it? A sort of a sort of measure to be sure it gets COVID-19, and where the incentive did not get to those that it was meant to, it was the provision was made for. Eventually, it didn't get to them, and it's so sad that, like I said earlier, the rich are keep getting richer. So I think there are a lot we need to do in terms of putting things in place. So I think where we should start from is to try and get details about individual citizen, and from there, whatever provision the government have for the less privileged, to me, will be made easier. Thank you.
Wow, that's a very, very insightful response, man. Honestly, I appreciate that. That's very insightful. I pray that the government listening to us will be able to take action based on what you just said, because that's an amazing suggestion. Okay, amazingly, Ma, you've been nominated, your organization and you, because you are the one heading the organization, have been nominated for the Africa Leadership and Philanthropy Award 2021. Ma, how does that make you feel?
I feel on top of the world. I feel privileged. I feel out of so many people out there. To me, it's a huge honor. And to whom much is given, much is expected. These I will not take for granted. And I will, in my little capacity, henceforth, try to support the less privileged in my little capacity. Thank you so much.
Okay. Two questions more before we leave it, because we know you have other meetings and then you also have a very tight schedule. The issue of street life among our young ladies, specifically, thank God you are a mother, among our young ladies has reached a disturbing proportion in Nigeria. You know, like you live in Abuja, Lagos, or any other place, you see them hanging everywhere. And then our organization, our NGO, that's a Seed Foundation, collaborating with Sunset Africa, is trying to take about 30,000 young girls out of the street. Man. I want
Wow,
to ask you,
30,000.
30, yes, 30,000, yes. But we have about 20,000 political words in Nigeria, words. 20,000, about 20,000 political words in Nigeria. We have about 774 local government. If in each local word, we take two people, just two out of every word, we are talking about 40,000 young girls.
Much more than your estimated
Estimated
number.
idea. So, how best do you think we can go about taking this young girl, or what do you think should be done to at least nip this challenge in the bud?
Thank you so much. I have a view, and which might be different from other people's view, that to me, poverty is not a personal choice. It's a reflection of the society.
Wow.
And your proposed project to take these ladies out of the streets, to me, is a very good one and welcoming idea. But you can't just take them out of the street without making adequate provision for what to engage them to be doing subsequently. Because whether we like it or not, after taking them out of the street and you don't engage them, they will definitely go back to the streets and your purpose have not been achieved. So, and to me, education is key. And thank God, regardless of your age, education can be achieved. So my first advice or suggestion is that these girls should be educated. And first and foremost, aside education, they need to be given proper orientation. They need to be talked to, like counseling on the reason why street life is not the best. I know it cannot just stop there. You can't just cancel someone and you don't have a good plan for that person. So another suggestion I'll make, like I said earlier, is education and empowerment. There are lots of things they can lay their hands on, like skill acquisition. They can go into soap making, bag making, and other things, hairdressing and other tailoring, fashion, and other things. I know everything still boils down to fund. I mean, setting up 30,000 girls is not a joke. It's a lot of fun. So, still calling on the government to support, and other you can make like what you're doing now. Go on social media, seek for fund to help these girls, and let the public know, because to me it's a very good project. Sell your idea to the general public, have a good plan, good what's it called, plan, yes, in writing, black and white. With this, I think with this kind of projects, government should be willing to support the idea. So education, skill acquisition, empowerment, could be teaching and so on. But it's a very good idea that you get full support from the public and the government. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Like you said, this program is going to be launched on the 4th of November at the Nigerian National Merit House, Abuja, and you are going to be part of the launching. So, okay, let's go. About the last question, man. The collaboration between government, NGOs, and corporate organizations like yours in tackling some of these menace. How best do you think, what's the best approach in collaborating with government and NGOs to ensure that we make our society a better place?
Thank you. I'm aware that the NGOs do registration under a government parastatal, maybe the Ministry of Education, I can't remember now. But my view is that the registration should not be made cumbersome. It should be made as simple and easy as possible. And then there's need for government to monitor what the NGOs are doing, because believe me, it's not all NGOs out there that actually implement or make good use of the fund they get. I'm sorry to say this, but there's need for government to monitor what the NGOs are doing. And I also want to say that there's also lots of loophole between the collaboration between the government and the NGOs. So I feel the government should partner more with the NGOs. And whether we like it or not, most of them are they still carry out responsibilities government also have been doing. So I think there is need for government to still partner more with the NGOs by supporting financially, monitoring what they are doing, and also the NGOs should be accountable and be transparent in their dealings, so that whatsoever they are doing should be transparent, so that the government will be willing to do more and be willing to support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I think that's the very right place to anchor this interview. But before I let you go, man, what's your advice to the less privileged, those that are going to benefit from some of these initiatives, man?
I want to advise that the less privileged should not see their situation as the end of the world. As in, one, there should be self-love. When there's internal love, you should be able to do, there'll be this force internally that will be able to push you to do more for yourself and to the society at large. And being less privileged to me is not, you shouldn't use that as an excuse. You should be pushy. The little thing you find yourself doing, keep doing. Keep doing, and your status will definitely change. And less privilege should not be a new or a reason for you to be lazy. You have to get something doing. For instance, there's this video that was going viral some time ago about a wheelbarrow guy. This what they call it? This
wheelbarrow.
Yes, wheelbarrow that helps people with their luggage. And this guy will wake up in the morning, get dressed with his tie. When I say tie and shirt, it doesn't mean to be a designer. You can go out there, get a fairly used shirt and tie, wash very well, iron, and look good, and this guy was like, every morning he will wake up in the morning, get dressed, wear his tie, and still push the cart, and eventually somebody saw him and picked interest in him, that the fact that this is what you do, you did not limit yourself, you didn't allow your status to affect what you do, and from there he got help. And the person that somebody helped him, and I believe today his status has changed, he's doing well. Exactly. So anything you find yourself doing, put your best in it. You will get there. Amen. And there's this thing about our Nigerian youth that they want to be rich today. When they start doing something today, they want to get rich immediately. It is gradual. But the most important thing is get something legitimate to do, and you'll get there. Thank you.
2 takeaways. Get something legitimate. Get something legitimate to do. Don't be in a hurry to get rich. The moment you can put in your time, your effort, and your creativity, it's just a matter of time, you will get there. Thank you so much, Ma. I am really, really, really wowed to have interviewed you this afternoon. It's as if we should continue. but because you are because you're a very busy person, we'll let you go down. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening to us. Thank you for being part of this session. And I'm going to come back to you tomorrow because we have other people that we are going to interview. Bye, and God bless you.
Thank you.